Hi, I'm Mark Walters, and I'm teaching Business Administration 327 here at the University of Illinois. Now, I know when I was a student here many years ago, when I was thin and actually had hair, there was some stuff I always liked to know beforehand. For example, what is the professor expecting me to do? What can I expect from the professor? And what the class is all about. That's why in this introduction video to the class, you, in case you slept through the first lecture or weren't quite paying attention, you were checking your Facebook or whatever people do now, this video is for you to know what I'm going to be expecting from you and what you should expect from me. Hi guys, listen, I know when you're in class you like to sit and play your Angry Birds and stuff like that, but in my class I would prefer you could turn that off, because there's actually stuff you're going to learn in this class that's going to help you for the real world. Okay? Because that is how I teach. My whole purpose here is to get you ready for the real world. Okay? So there's not going to be any pantsing around, not going to be your parents saying, yes, you can do it, yay. I'm going to tell you how it is. I will be fair, but I'm going to give you a real world perspective of what's out there. Okay? And when you come to class, a lot of times people want to know, so, well, what are you going to actually teach us? What am I going to learn? What's the objective here? What will I know at the end? Well, there's 5 things. There's a lot of stuff we'll be going over, but there's 5 main little things that I think you will definitely know when this class is over. One thing is you'll know the difference between B2B and B2C marketing. You know, the difference between business-to-business marketing and business-to-consumer marketing. How are they different, the channels, the relationships, all these kind of things. Second thing you're going to be learning is how to analyze business markets. Because you're used to analyzing target markets like, oh, we want females between 18 and 25, or people that like to buy food late at night. Yeah, well, we're going to be learning how to do those, analyze those markets in terms of businesses instead of people. Okay? Third thing you're going to be coming out of this class is you're going to learn how to evaluate those customers. So you'll be able to segment them, do all those things, and analyze them, but then evaluate them. Which one should I be putting my effort into? What are the big clients, the big fish we need to be going after? Okay? The fourth thing we're going to be looking at is customer relationship management. This is one thing is very important, especially in B2B sales, because you have to have a very good relationship with your customers to keep that relationship going. So we're going to focus on customer relationship management in there for a bit. And actually, 1/3 of this class, the 5th thing is, 1/3 of the class is going to be on sales. We're going to look at integrity selling, personal selling, sales strategies, sales plans, these kind of things, because there's not a lot of training out there for students. And so we've integrated this class. So you have your B2B marketing with 2/3 of that, and 1/3 is sales. Okay? So those are the main objectives and things you're going to learn in class. Now, I'm going to go back to Angry Birds. Now, if you're looking to get the slides or any information on the class, we are on Compass here, but I find it better if you go to www.waltersworld.com. That's our site, Walters with an O, it's right below us. If you go there and if you follow the business courses link, you will find Business Administration 327 right there. And on there you will find this video, and you will find video summaries of all the main topics we talk about in class. Because sometimes there's certain topics you don't quite get, or you want to hear again, or you do have interviews, you do miss classes. It does happen. I understand that within reason. Okay, and so you can review the topics again. So that's on the website. Also, you can get the slides, information on cases we're working on, all kinds of stuff. You can find it on our website. Also, you should follow our Twitter feed, twitter.com/WaltersWorld, or like our Facebook page, Facebook, and look for Walters World. On there, every week you'll have something that says our topics for this week, so you know what you'll be covering in class. Also, I'll be putting up the summary videos for that week's lecture, so in case you missed it or you want to review it again, it'll be right there. So make sure you like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Make it a lot easier for you to enjoy the class. Okay. Now, I realize when I tell you what the assignments are for this class, you're going to look at me like I'm a troll, like these guys. The thing is, you have to learn something in this class. We will have lots of lectures, and I will cover a multitude of topics, especially in sales. We'll have a lot of stuff on that, but you actually have to do some work. So don't think of me like one of these when I tell you what the work is, so be nice. Now, what are you going to be doing? What are the graded assignments we have? Well, one thing. Individually, you will have your class participation, which I'll talk about in a sec, and your student evaluation, which I'll talk about in a sec. But you have an individual case study. Okay, I'll hand out I'll give you guys links to cases you have to purchase, and you have a case write-up for that, just 5 or 6 pages, nothing more than that, on what's going on. There's a whole thing on our website for what you need to do for that, and the grade sheet so you know what I'm looking for. Okay. Second thing you're going to be doing is in a group, you're going to have a group work. You're going to have a couple of group works, but one is a group presentation on a case. So your group will get together, you're going to present a case for 20 minutes. You don't have to turn anything in. Okay, all you do is make some slides, print out the slides for me, you turn that in, but you have to write anything up. Okay, you just do a 20-minute presentation with a little 5-10 minute discussion afterwards, and that's that. Okay, so you get an individual case study, you do it by yourself, so we can have kind of an individual grade. Then you have a group case study, but it's just a presentation. And then you have the semester project. Now this is the big boy, okay? Here you're going to have a 18 to 25 page written assignment as well as a 25 to 30 minute presentation. Now the thing is, you're going to be analyzing business to business markets. So you're going to look at the different segments, you're going to be doing all the stuff we taught in class, you're going to be focusing that analyzing a specific company. So you will be working with an actual company. This isn't, going to Buffalo Wild Wings and doing something. We're going to be working with small businesses in basically the Midwest that actually will use the advice that you give them, they will use it to help their business. Which, if you guys become marketing consultants, you go in that area, this is exactly the kind of job you're going to get at some of these smaller marketing firms. So we're going to be doing basically a project that you get paid for in the future in the class. Okay? So, all you have to do, come to class. 2, alright, do your individual case study. 3, group case study presentation. And then the 4th is the big semester project. Okay? That's all we're going to do. There's no simulation, no nothing else, so it's pretty cut and dry. There's only 3 main things you have to do. So I think you guys can handle that, and you don't have to think of me like a little devil troll. Okay? Alright. Now, another thing about the class is, well, you got to be there. Class participation counts as 10% of your grade. And if I don't even recognize you, it's probably not going to help that grade. Now, I realize we have beautiful days here in Champaign. I mean, it's January and I'm laying out on the quad like most people do. But the thing is, I don't care if you're laying out, taking in the sun. I don't care if you're in your apartment playing video games or you're at a bar having a Coca-Cola. Guys, you need to come to class. I understand you have interviews. Let me know you have an interview, I will excuse that. But guys, you miss more than 3 classes and I start not recognizing your face. Don't expect to get even half the participation points, okay? I want you there. This is my job to be there. It's also your job to be there. You pay a lot of money, or your mom pays a lot of money, or a taxpayer pays a lot of money for you to be here. So take advantage of this education, this place, and come to class, okay? Because it's 10% of your grade. Also, participate in your groups as well, because another 5% of your grade comes directly from the evaluations that the other people in your group give you. So if you do nothing and the other people in your group say you did nothing, it's not going to be a B for that 5%, it's going to be a 0. Okay? So make sure you're participating, alright? Now, if we look at course policies, there's just a few things out there. It's more about respect and things like that. One of the things is I expect you to have your phones turned off. You can have them on vibrate fine, but you're not going to sit there and check your iPhone or your HTC or whatever during class. You're not, also with your computers and laptops, you're not going to be on Facebook doing these things. That is rude, it's unprofessional. You do that with your boss, he or she is going to get very pissed off at you. So why don't you start practicing for the professional world in class? Have your phones off, because I don't think any of you are doctors, so it's not like going to save somebody's life if you're not there. Okay, so please have your phones off. Your laptops, don't sit there on Facebook. If you want to have the notes, I understand that, but don't be sitting there typing away, because I can see what you're doing. I'm not stupid. I've been doing this for 10 years. I can see when someone's like, oh, what? I'm not sending a text message. I can see it, okay? So make sure you just have respect for people. So, now that you have a little information about what you should expect in BA 327, I hope you have a great semester. I know you're going to learn a lot. I'm going to learn a lot. We're going to grow together, and let's have a great time. Okay, so have a great semester. I'll see you in class. Bye.